A whole new world, the Cave of Wonders. Aladdin backed away, almost tripping over his own feet. This was not what he had signed up for. A dangerous trip into a deep dark cave, yes. A jaunt into the middle of the desert at night, sure. This was too much. There had been no mention of a giant talking stone tiger with the voice of an ancient god. The old man made an impatient go-ahead movement with his hands. What? Aladdin demanded. Are you crazy? You want the princess, boy? His companion asked with a sneer. Yes, he did. Aladdin took a deep breath and tried to steady his nerves. It is I, Aladdin, he shouted, feeling more than a little foolish. The tiger was silent for a moment. Aladdin got ready to run for his life. Proceed. The rumbles were softer, as if it was less angry. Touch nothing but the lamp. Its mouth snapped open, revealing a wide gold gullet. Down its tongue traveled a golden staircase. Aladdin couldn't see to the bottom. He took a tentative step forward. Remember, boy, just fetch me the lamp, the old man shouted, unconsciously imitating the tiger. Give me the lamp and I'll make sure you get your reward. Aladdin thought of Jasmine. He set his jaw. Come on, Abu, he said, and began to go down the steps. The golden stairs very quickly revealed themselves to be disappointingly normal stone, only lit golden by whatever was below. But the sheer number of them was breathtaking. A path dipped and curved through the darkness as far as the eye could see. Several times when Aladdin thought they had reached the end, the stairs began again into a deeper descent. Aladdin was more than a little relieved to see, an absolutely enormous, normal cave, not a stomach. At the far side of the cave was a somewhat anticlimactic stone doorway that glowed so brightly from whatever was in the room behind it that Aladdin had to cover his eyes as he went on. Would you look at that, he said, when he passed through to the other side, a wide grin growing across his face. Gold. Ridiculous, ludicrous, unimaginable piles of it. Entire hillsides of coins, cups, urns, and statues. Giant golden cauldrons stuffed to overflowing with necklaces, rings, bracelets, and other trinkets. Golden thrones, golden tables, golden bric-a-brac shaped like fruit or no conveniable purpose other than to look at it. And among all this, rugs of indescribable beauty and size and chests full of jewels shaped like berries and flowers. Just a handful of this would make me richer than the Sultan, Aladdin sighed. Abu chittered. Light sparkled in the closest chest, bouncing off a ruby the size of an apple. The little monkey made a beeline for it. Abu! Aladdin ran desperately after the little monkey and did something he never normally would have. He grabbed the monkey's tail and pulled him back. Abu squawked at the indignity and tried to stop himself by digging his hind claws into the rich purple and blue rug they were standing on. Don't touch anything, Aladdin chastised, shaking his finger at his friend. Remember what that big scary cat thing said? Whose stomach are we currently in? We gotta find the lamp first. Then we'll get our reward. He plucked the monkey off the ground and set him securely on his shoulder. It's gotta be around here somewhere. He wandered the path around the treasures carefully, making certain never to come too close to any of them. He kept one hand on Abu, just in case. The monkey chittered irritably. I don't know, Aladdin answered, as if it was a real question. A little oil lamp, I guess. The old man obviously thought we would carry it out easily. I see cups and pitchers and plates and vases and other housey stuff, but no lamps yet. The monkey chittered again. He sounded nervous this time and kept glancing behind him. Sorry, I'm looking as fast as I can, Aladdin said, continuing their imaginary conversation. It's not like I can touch anything to move it aside. Abu screamed and clawed Aladdin's neck. What is it? Aladdin demanded, turning to see what was bothering his friend. There was nothing behind them, just the path they were on, and also a carpet that looked suspiciously like the one near the entrance, by the chest Abu had almost touched. It had been the same golden tassels, one on each corner. Huh, Aladdin said. He turned and began walking again. Abu was silent for a good 10 seconds before beginning to screech in fear. Aladdin whipped around. Again nothing. Except for the carpet, which was right behind them. Again. Aladdin frowned, looking at the thing. As he watched, the carpet rose hesitantly off the ground, like a fish or something used to swimming in the air. Aladdin's eyes widened in wonder. A magic carpet, he said with a whistle. Mom used to tell me bedtime stories about Jinn and their magic treasures. He put a hand out to it, delicately, slowly. The carpet responded, sliding forward as if propelled by an invisible breeze. Its rear flapped gently like a flag. Aladdin found himself scratching and ruffling its nap as he would a cat's fur. Good carpet. There's a boy. Good boy. Hey, may we get on you? He asked politely, getting an idea. It would be much faster to scour the cave from above, gliding among the dangerous piles of gold without needing to go near them. The carpet sensed that he wanted what he wanted and lowered a little, like a trained elephant going down on one knee to enable a rider to easily jump up. Aladdin grinned. He stepped on carefully. It was a strange feeling. The rug both gave and held under his feet, like he was walking on a pile of flax, waiting to dry. He crossed his legs and settled in, putting Abu in his lap. The monkey was not entirely happy about the turn of events, but since Aladdin didn't seem scared, he remained relatively calm. Whether or not he won the princess, this was the best adventure of his entire life. "We're trying to find a lamp," Aladdin said. He felt a bit like an idiot talking to a rug, but then again, the rug was flying. Who knew what it could understand or do? A special lamp? The rug rippled for a moment as if thinking, then without a sound it began to drift higher and higher into the air, picking up speed. Soon they were dipping and gliding around the mountains of treasure as easily as an eagle through the clouds. Abu gripped Aladdin's arm until his tiny claws drew blood, but the boy just laughed. Following a series of tunnels and passageways he never would have been able to remember full of treasure he would never forget, they eventually came to a cave even larger than the first one. Aladdin couldn't see the far walls. It all drifted into darkness. The bottom was filled with a lake of perfectly still, pellucid water. Rising out of the middle was an island made up of boulders that looked like mushrooms, one on top of the other, with steps carved out of their middle. At the very top, a single shaft of light from somewhere high, beyond sight, illuminated a small bronze object. The lamp. The carpet didn't fly to it, however. It gently set itself down on a rocky outcropping out near the wall. A narrow causeway led from there to the mound. An ancient, idealist golden shrine guarded the way. Some unknowable god who looked like an ape with too many teeth. It held aloft a ruby the size of an orange, as if it was a lamp lighting his way. "All right, here we go," Aladdin said, adjusting his vest, and trying to put the image of the angry god out of his mind. Something about this place, whether it was the size, the silence, or something else, kept him from just running across the causeway. Something demanded silence and respect. He found himself walking quickly but carefully, as if he was in a procession he couldn't quite see. He slowly and solemnly climbed up the stone steps in the island. When he finally made it to the top, Aladdin picked up the lamp carefully with both hands. But it was as solid and sturdy as any modern household lamp. Morgana decorated her hideout with dozens of these. "What is it?" Aladdin swore, an incredulous smile on his face. He turned to Abu on the carpet. "Look at it, guys. This is what we came all the way down here to." He was just in time to see Abu grab the giant scarlet gem and try to wrest it out of the golden ape's hands. "Abu, no!" he cried. "Infidels!" The very ground itself spoke, the air, the earth. "You have touched the forbidden treasure." Aladdin watched in horror as the ruby melted like so much dust in Abu's tiny hands. The monkey screamed as if it burned him, and scampered away from the golden statue, which tipped forward, also melting. "Now you will never again see the light of day." The light shaft that had illuminated the lamp in gold now turned a bloody red. The cavern began to shake. Aladdin made a beeline down the steps back to the causeway. Stones fell under his feet. What had been a stairway quickly dissolved into a ramp he slid down, barely keeping his balance as the whole cave shuddered and began to collapse. He pitched forward. A deadly heat hit him from below. He chanced to look down and saw to his horror that the water no longer filled the bottom of the cavern. Now it was all lava. The one look was enough to throw him entirely off balance. As if the cave could sense his instability, a particularly big quake sent Aladdin flying toward the red golden furnace below. "Carpet!" he cried. Aladdin windmilled his arms and legs, trying to slow his fall. He felt the heat singe his hairs on his legs, the roar of the molten stone rushing up to meet him, and then the soft, firm cloth of the magic carpet beneath him. He didn't have time to relax. In a panic, Abu had tried to run toward Aladdin and was now straining on the last of the 3 remaining stones in the causeway. The tip of his tail was smoking. Sensing Abu's need, the carpet dove toward the monkey. Aladdin grabbed Abu by his poor, burning tail and swung him aloft. The carpet flew up away from the heat and through the air, picking up speed. A hot wind surged against their backs. Aladdin turned around. The lava had pulled back into one huge roiling wave that rose above their heads, ready to crash down on them. "Faster," Aladdin urged. The magic carpet doubled its speed and ducked them through the cavern's doorway. A split second later, the wave crashed behind them. Lava exploded through the door and kept coming, boiling up from some immense pit as if it had no end. They had dove through each of the incredible burning caverns of treasure like a falcon hurtling toward its prey. Aladdin and Abu both ducked as the carpet shot through the final door that led into the first treasure room. Aladdin started to sigh with relief, and then the giant piles of gold began to explode. Each priceless hill swirled into a molten pile of fire and ash that shot forward the ceiling and at the carpet. Aladdin helped steer, torn between fear for his life and heartbreak at the destruction that was being wrought there. As the explosions hit the ceiling, it began to cave in. Boulders and square stones that had shaped the giant cat head now falling like bombs. The earth screamed in anger, frustration, and pain. Lava began to shoot like blood from every tear on its surface. Aladdin covered his face and let the carpet find its way to the top. It followed the rapidly disappearing stone staircase at the cat's throat, keeping close as if it were safer. They had almost reached the top when a falling stalactite caught the back of the carpet. It plunged down with the stone. Aladdin threw himself and Abu off and managed to catch the end of the stairs at the edge of the cat's mouth. The cave was shaking too much for him to be able to pull himself up on the other side. Like a miracle, the old man appeared. "Help me out," Aladdin cried. "Throw me the lamp," the old man demanded. Aladdin could barely process what he had said. It was so insane. "I can't hold on. Come on, give me your hand." "First, give me the lamp," the old man insisted, a wild look in his eyes. Survival won out over logic. Aladdin managed to reach into his stash where he had stashed the lamp and pulled it with his free hand, holding on desperately with the other. The old man grabbed it and cackled triumphantly. "Yes!" he screamed. "At last!" Aladdin managed to get one leg up into a crevice. Abu scampered off his head, making it easier. The old man came forward to the ledge, a menacing gleam in his eye. He began to hammer at Aladdin's fingers with a cane. "What are you doing?" Aladdin cried. "Giving you your reward. Your eternal award." The old man, now standing strangely straight, pulled out an evil-looking black dagger and raised it above his head. Abu bit the man on the toe. He screamed, but managed to kick Aladdin's fingers. Aladdin tumbled back into the cavern, falling onto the darkness and lava. The soft thump let him know the carpet had managed to find and catch him. A quick monkey scream meant he'd gotten Abu too. Slowly and shakily, as if the magic carpet was tired and beat up on itself, it lowered all 3 of them to the cliff high above the lava. Aladdin watched in dismay as the cavern above them, the stone's cat mouth, yawned and screamed one last time before snapping shut and setting down beneath the sands. Aladdin was stuck, sealed hundreds of feet below ground, with no way out, no treasure, and no lamp.